How's it guys? It's Wheelie Luke here again, back at it. So as the title says above, obviously this is now your advanced wheelie video. If you guys don't know the basics yet, I will put a link down in the description for my first video. I do beg you guys to go watch that first before you watch this video, so that you guys understand the terms that I'm using and also understand where balance point, etc, etc. This is for the guys that already got to that point and now want to learn how to increase their combos and start to do other different types of tricks on their bike. So without further ado, I'm going to go just through a few more tips as per my first video, just showing you things that you need to look out for. Again, make sure your back brake is 100% in working condition, that you have pads, etc, etc, that your brake has been bled, it's got a new brake fluid in, it's got a correct pressure, because that's, again, with every wheelie, the main thing is your brakes. If you don't have brakes, you can't wheelie, or if you don't have brakes, you are going to crash, regardless on what bike you are running, because your brake, again, is your saving grace. So as I was saying, with this video being the advanced type of video, what I'm going to be showing you guys is how to do your transfer. So basically, for example, how to go from a sit down to a knee knock, or to go from sit down to staggered, etc, etc, and just show you guys how to learn and how to get to that level, so that you guys obviously know how to do and how to do it in the correct form. Yeah, and again, if you guys have any questions after this video, obviously you can put in the comment section down below, and I'll try and answer everyone's questions as clearly and correctly as I can. Excuse me if I get the terms incorrect, because unfortunately I am also new to this and I'm still learning myself, but I am going to teach you guys what I know so far. And don't worry, there will be more videos as I progress in my riding. I will show you guys how to do more things, for example circle wheelies, rolling stoppies, rolling burnouts, and all the fun things that come with being a hooligan like we all are. So you guys, let's get on this bike and let's go. Right, so as I was saying, this is obviously your advanced video, so this is not for the guys that are trying to learn balance point or even how to clutch the bike up. If you want to learn how to do that, again, in the description is my video. Watch part 1 of this video. It will teach you a lot on how to do it and how to get to balance point correctly. This video is mainly for the guys that have got to that point and now want to add things to their wheelies and make their wheelies more entertaining for others and to add more flair to their own ride. The next trick I can show you is your staggered. That's a lot easier to transfer and you'll look like a boss doing it, because it's a lot easier to get between it without causing too much stress on yourself and on the bike, and it's a lot easier to learn how to do as a beginner. So basically what you do is, this is your basically your staggered trick. So you cut up, right, take your foot off and you stand up, and you can sit back down like that as well. So the nice thing with that trick is it still makes you look like a boss, because you're doing a stand up while you're doing a sit down, but it's a lot easier to pull off because you don't have to hop around, you don't have to change a thing. All you merely do is you take your left foot from your peg, you put in your passenger peg, and you stand up. This way it did teach me a lot more to help with your stand up positions, like I said, where you do your stand up. With this technique, if you stand up in this setup, you'll feel the bike come up easier, and it won't feel like you're going to fall off the bike, which is very scary, and trust me, I felt it myself, and it does help a lot. So let's do it again. 3, 2, 1, clutch up, switch, staggered, stand up, and you can sit back down and drop back down. So it does help a lot, and trust me on this. Again, practice, practice, practice. And once you get smooth enough with this, you can start going to your more advanced setups, like your staggered, your one-handers, etc, etc, and I will show you guys all how to do that later on in the video, so that you guys can all become pros and enjoy the most out of your motorcycle. And bear in mind, the techniques I'm showing you is not just to be a hooligan. The techniques will help you in many different riding aspects, to throttle control, rear brake control, from riding the bike to going through passes to how to trail brake, etc, etc. And it will also help when I show you how to drift and your circle wheelies and so forth. Like this, cruise down the road, I'm going to stand up, hop, switch. So I know my foot has to go on the back seat and I lock it into my 12-bar plate. Right? Hop back down, same thing. And the reason why I do that is so that I can get used to that feeling. So when I'm on the back wheel, I know where my leg needs to go and where it needs to be positioned at all times. The reason why I do this is also because of smoother transitions between the two. Because again, you don't want to do a transfer and your foot or your leg gets caught up on something. Because if it gets caught up on something, you can't put it down and you could, again, damage yourself and damage the bike. Because what we are doing is a very dangerous thing and you want to try and be as safe as possible. Hence also why we are in an industrial road on a Sunday, away from all the cars, away from the traffic, so we can practice on our own. So now what you do is you clutch up. So if you practice obviously your stand-ups and you've got a hang of it, you basically take your back, your weight, hop up, lift your foot underneath and hook it on. And to get back down, you unhook, drop back down again. And as you can see, you try and do very small movements with as smooth as possible with the least amount of aggression, because bear in mind, any shock that you put through the bike can translate to the back wheel. It can get the bike into a wobble, can make the bike pull to the left or the right and just make your day end badly. So I'll show you again. Sit down, clutch up, right, and hop. Yes, using the back brake to slow me down. And I see now I want to get back down, so I'll hop and sit. And as you can see, it's smooth, controlled. And as you saw there, I went to go sit down and I felt the bike go too far back, so I applied the brake, brought the nose down to do it again. Because rather end a wheelie and do a new one than try and do an epic wheelie and fail miserably, because you're still going to look like an idiot after that. So alright, now we go from here, second gear, roll on, clutch up. So I clutch up and hop. And a coast. Again, applying the brake when I need it, applying the brake when I need it, and then hop. So now, next trick I'm going to do is a clutch up and a one-hander. So what you want to do is you basically want to take your foot, you want to hook it underneath your left foot peg so that you have still positive grip on the on the bike itself. So when you take your hand off, you still got leverage. Because the worst thing that you want to do is be able to take your hand off and now you basically slip off the bike because you got nothing to hold on. So I was saying, you basically clutch up while you're sitting down, clutch up, take your left foot, move it under the foot peg so you got grip and you can take your hand off. Put your hand back on, foot back on, drop down. And the reason why you do this, again, like I said, is because you want something to hold onto the bike with. If your hand's not going to hold onto the bike, something else needs to. As I'm quite tired and I've been here for about 6 hours already. If you guys like what you saw and you like every little aspect of these videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it helps me a lot. It helps me to push out more content for you guys and more how-to videos and more epic riding videos and more footage of this great and amazing country. And again, if you have any other questions, put it down in the comment section below, and I'll try and answer them as much as I possibly can. Ooh, nice one, Chris. Well, sweet guys, we'll check you in the movies. Peace.